content.
And what you picked up on where it is my home, but I feel like it's not my home.
Yeah.
So, is the Afro-Caribbean community feeling that way, or is it?
I can't talk for the Afro-Caribbean community.
We can only talk for ourselves. Because it's something that, remember when you told me I went to Spain, I went to certain places where a lot of Afro-Caribbean community people are struggling to assimilate into them countries.
More than struggling, they're not
Because
assimilating.
of what you've seen with your eyes.
The UK does it best.
I'd agree with that.
That's very true.
Do you want to come through to a conversation if you don't mind?
Totally welcome to come in. Hello.
Yeah, come on.
Hello.
Black van man.
Khalid, nice to meet you.
Shaun.
Yeah. Sure, nice to meet you.
The UK does integration better than anywhere else in the world.
I believe so as well.
Very much so.
The environment here is very
No matter what people say,
good.
Just the fact that we can all come here and talk like this.
In comparing
space like this, I have to give this
contrast to European countries,
Yeah.
it's a lot more better here.
France is a good example. It's much more hostile in France than it is
I went
here.
to France, like you were saying. I was in a train station one time and I asked someone in English, excuse me, can I get that?
They
Just
pretend
the
they
fact
don't- they
that I was speaking English
Yeah, they don't like that.
annoyed them. It's like, how can you not speak French?
They don't like
And I was thinking, okay, is it my skin tone? Is it
No, no, no.
because
They
I'm
don't
not
like
speaking
white-
English?
they don't like white
I know, and then I
speaking
realised
English
that because I was travelling with a couple of my friends that
I
were
went to
mixed.
France 35 years ago and they don't reply in English.
And
So I had some Indian girls who spoke French from Mauritius,
yes.
and when they spoke in French, then it was very cordial and friendly.
But the French don't
When
like
I
the
spoke
white
in English, there was no
either.
response.
Nobody likes the English. That's what I've noticed.
No, the
But you
French
like
have a
English?
thing against the
Yeah, I
language.
was born here and they're really nice to me.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah.
But also the same with you. You said you were born here, aren't you?
No. I came here as a refugee, not from Somalia, at the age of 3.
Okay.
So that's why I
You're
said it's my adopted home.
Preschool days.
Yeah, I
But
came
you're
when I was
very
3.
much integrated.
Yeah.
I can see that straight
Yeah,
away.
I know, Black
what
Panther
about,
likes it.
what about your parents? Just imagine if you wanted to get married to a white girl, yeah?
Yeah.
And she wasn't Muslim. What would your parents say about it? It's only one generation away.
I think my mum's not around no more, for the rest of us. So my dad wouldn't really mind because I come from a family that's very multicultural. Remember I told you I've got non-Somali family members, both sides, like my brother, my cousins.
But then
To me, it's not really a problem in my family.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
can't speak for every other Somali because people are gonna roast me later on. Like
But you
Khalid.
know- I believe that you know, and you've got a pretty good insight into what goes on in other Somali families and the culture, obviously, because you're quite close to. You said that's your proper home.
Yeah.
That's what you
But
see
is
as
that
your
not
proper
more to
home.
do with religion?
It depends. It depends on who the person is, really. Like with me,
It's the things that we've got to talk about, though. To be honest with you,
Because I think that, the
I'm
black
not really
community-
best to ask about religion, so I just like to let
No,
everyone see
because,
it, but.
the black community are not too religious. Some are Christian, but generally you're not a religious community, I don't
The
think.
Caribbean community, mate.
Yes, I don't think.
maybe so. Somewhat it depends.
But then
No,
again,
there's a lot,
some
we've
here,
got Christians.
some here are devout.
We've got, with the black community, especially in England as well, it's a lottery pick what religion it is because the culture is so diverse and that
And
you get
some have,
influenced by Islam, you
some
get
have
influenced by
converted to Islam.
Christian,
But
or
if you-
what's happened in the history.
If you're more mellow on religion, you're more likely to integrate into society.
Yeah, 100%. We're more
You just
easygoing.
think because you're a religious person. Sorry, was it
I have
Simon?
no
What was your name
religion.
again, Simon?
Shaun. My name's Shaun.
Shaun. So you're saying religion restricts you from integration?
I
That
think
way.
so.
If you take it
That
serious.
you personally?
if you-
That's what I think. Because if
What about you, Black Fan Man? So I just like to ask
it depends
questions
on
as
if you. It depends on your interpretation of the religion. So you've
If
got.
you're a very strict follower of Islam or even very pious Christianity, then it makes it awkward to,
integrate.
not just integrate, do all the other cultural things, go and socialise, go to the pub for a drink, etc. You can't do that because it's.
I'm a Muslim. We don't drink. So.
Yeah.
I don't drink.
No,
You
I
don't
have no
drink,
religion. That's what I'm
You have no
saying.
religion, so.
But I
But
choose.
there
But
you
why would
go.
you say?
There you go.
It's because you have to drink to integrate.
No,
No,
integrate,
no.
so-
I watch these
There
dinners and
you
they go and
go.
have an orange juice.
True.
I wouldn't
go-
do that. I
why
wouldn't.
not?
Me personally,
Tell me why. Wait, because this is British culture. Pub culture is.
I
is
wouldn't.
part of-
Even
Why
if
would
I
you go
don't
and have
drink,
an
and
orange juice?
because it's to me, it's the whole
So look,
pub. It's not my type of scene.
But
It's
then
not
I
my
like
forte.
pubs.
Yeah.
I don't go to
So,
pubs.
like-
And you're English, man. You
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
drink
yeah,
drink,
with no
and I don't
religion.
go to
Yeah.
So like
So you're English.
I respect that. I respect that.
Like the young man said, I would go to the pub with my English, white, Hindu, Sikh friends. Over the last 40 years, and they would drink anything mixed with alcohol, etc. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I would drink like Coke or orange juice.
Are you a Muslim?
And- yes.
Oh, thank you.
And I'd always be like something like common made, like he's a party pooper, he's a this, he's a that. in a subtle, like friendly comment. But I just couldn't do it because that's my cultural, that's the restriction. But I would go to the length, like extend myself out, mix in that environment, sit there.
You have to put yourself out
I
there.
want to mix.
I'll go bowling or something, but like, you know, going to the pub,
Bowling,
man.
that's personal.
Sorry about that.
No. You
Football
said
match?
you
What
like.
about football match?
Yeah, come on. You know I'm an Arsenal fan.
See where you're integrated, bro. You're
Yeah,
integrated.
I'll definitely go to a football
But
match
it's
and stuff
actually
like that.
talking that breaks down the barriers.
Yes, it's, I
Because,
think.
because I've told you that I have a religion, but I don't drink. And you're telling me you don't drink, but you have a religion. And I suggest you're not that religious yourself, are you?
I believe in truthful rights.
But I suspect you like marijuana.
That's an assumption.
Well,
Look
that's
at
what I'm saying.
He can't say it here, you know. This is like.
But I don't smoke
dislike
either.
it.
But that also mellows
comment,
people
no
out
comment.
and helps you relax and understand. You know, because Muslim guys do smoke marijuana, even if they tell you they don't.
Well, let me tell you.
Can I tell you the difference between? Look,
doesn't mean that
there's Muslims
yeah.
and there's Islam. Muslims are people.
Yes.
People do things.
There are a lot
I'm not,
of
you know,
Muslims
like,
that follow
and I feel like
rituals and
people
they booze also.
don't.
I understand that
They
straight
can't
away.
separate
Right,
the
then,
two.
I've got a question for you.
Islam is a way of life,
Okay.
and Muslims are Muslims. They're people. People
But
do.
Muslims
People
are
make
religion,
mistakes. People do
You see
things.
Muslims here boozing here,
Oh no. I mean,
and then they're giving you all that.
I don't know. I haven't seen
Is
that
it-
myself.
Is Islam
You
a
will see
religion or is it ideology?
To me, it's a way of life. I can't really.
Way
For
of
me,
life.
if you're asking
Yeah,
me this
yeah,
question, for me, it's
personally,
a way of life.
I'm only
for me.
going to take it as personal. I'm only going to take it as
Yeah,
personal
yeah,
to you.
yeah, yeah.
Depends
For me, it's
which
a way
I don't
of
want to
life.
probe too deep either.
Ah, no,
I'm going to probe someone else a little bit.
depends
Don't
what
worry
it is.
about
Somebody's
it.
killers. Somebody's
What
killers.
is the
Which
difference
religion
between
you're talking
Muslim
about?
and Islam then? Aren't they both
Is-
religion?
No. Muslim's a person.
Okay.
You're a person. I'm a Muslim.
So you were born into the Muslim faith.
Yeah, I was born into. I'm a
Okay.
Muslim.
Okay.
And I believe in
Into
Islam.
the Islamic
But-
faith.
And he's not a
Muslims
scholar
are follower.
either. And you
Muslim's a
don't-
follower.
Muslim the follower.
He's a
Yeah.
human being.
He's
She
not
or he.
Arsenal.
And
He's
Islam?
a follower of us.
Islam is the way of life. It's a religion.
Islam is your
D. That's quite a lot to.
no. Islam is the religion. The Muslim is the follower of Islam.
Okay.
Like
Alright.
he's
But
not
you say you're
Arsenal.
Muslim, but you don't
Alright, let me
practice
ask this
much.
man a question.
I do.
I watch
do
you.
I do.
But you seem very laid back.
Yeah, because I'm British. I'm from Hertfordshire.
And you're proud to be British.
Yeah, my family been here 60 plus years.
And you're proud to be British.
Yes, I am.
Well, that's really important.
Do you
I think.
believe that England or Britain is one of the most
I'm a very
tolerant
liberal.
countries?
liberal.
Do you think it's one of the most
Yes.
tolerant countries
I've
in the world?
I've visited a couple of European countries, and the reception I got, just the feeling in the atmosphere, how I was like looked on at the airport, going around the beaches, going around the town centre.
working for COE now.
It's just like you feel a lot more less relaxed than here.
COE's got a new
Just for the fact that I'm brown. So you always had to, you could feel it. The atmosphere there was a bit thicker. If you get my meanings.
Yeah, of course.
Strange metaphor. And I think the Eastern Europeans coming in, I've mixed with some of them, and those people
They're
are not
more-
psychologically used to
No,
seeing
the
people like you or me.
Eastern Europeans are
And
quite
they tend to be very
They are
racist.
quite racist,
'Cause my neighbour's a Jamaican person.
You know that if we say that, do you know when we say that and we say that on camera, yeah, there's lots of
no,
Eastern
let me tell
Europeans
you.
that ain't
They're-
racist though. And
no,
it's just a
I'm
real
not
big
saying it.
stereotype.
I'm not saying not everybody.
Yeah.
You
Be
can't
careful
paint-
when you say
You
that.
can't.
I know. I
paint-
hate when people
No,
throw out the racist
You
sign
can't
to.
paint them all with the same brush,
hate that as
right?
well.
But I'm saying my immediate neighbour is a Jamaican man. I call him uncle because he's been there before I was born. And so, but his next neighbour is a Hungarian family, been living there about 10 years. They never utter hello to him. In the alleyway. We all share the same alleyway.
Yeah.
But the Jamaican lady, who's the one I call uncle, his wife, she tries to say hello to them, but they never respond. And that says it all. They're not used to, living with Jamaicans and coloured people, etc.
It's very true.
And
That is
Pakistanis
true.
and whatever.
That is true. That is true.
Whereas, some years back, like our families have been there about 60 years, in those houses, and
You understand the traditions of the country and the customs of this country.
So you've integrated.
But
That's just
integration is
it.
important. because
well, I
they
tell you,
feel
my brothers and
better.
sisters wouldn't say they are anything else other than English.
Yeah.
But that's what's
They
important.
twist it into, they are this kind of whatever, brown English. They're nothing to do with Pakistan or Bangladesh or whatever.
So they do. So is that a bad thing or good thing?
Nothing bad at all.
Denying one heritage and adopting a new one.
No, we're not. No, we haven't.
No, I'm just saying like how your
we
sister.
haven't denied anything.
I'm
We
just asking a
haven't
question. Well, you know why you said my sister and they consider themselves more English
No,
than they
but
are
I'm telling
Pakistani
you,
or Bangladeshi.
The Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, the Indian Sikhs, the Jamaican Caribbeans have been here far longer than any other migrant community here. We've had a history from the turn of the 40s onwards. From the 50s, people have been here.
I know.
So
Somalis as well, in Cardiff,
I know,
in the docks.
a few. But the majority of Somalis came in the 90s from the Civil War situation.
Yeah. But there was a lot in the 60s
So
as
let
well.
these Somali people live here another 30, 40 years. You'll see how the integration takes place.
Yeah.
Your community will change. Like some of my cousins are half white, half English, from Cardiff, from Newcastle.
Yeah.
My uncles, etc.,
You
married.
know, when you're getting mixed race children, you know that integration's working, really.
Yeah.
Because
Some
you-
of my cousins, my nephew, nieces are half Newcastle people, half Cardiff. I've got nephew, nieces,
Reading the
half
comments.
Somalia. Not Somalia, that place, where is it? Sweden.
Sweden, Sweden.
A city called Maslow.
Yeah.
I have nieces who live there.
Yeah.
They're half Bengali, half mother is from there.
What is your definition of integration, though? Because I heard that word used. When you say
I
that,
guess
they
integration means could have a huge spectrum of meaning, whatever you want to, however you want to define it. His integration is something else.
Yeah.
My integration doesn't
That is
mean
true.
you abandon your religion or your
culture,
where
your
parents
heritage.
or your.
Well, is it not true?
But it is slightly adjusted. My culture is not the same as the man coming straight from Dhaka or Sylhet.
All right, I've
You
got
know-
a question for you. Do you believe that integration, see with places like Goodmayes, Hayes, where you would see maybe 90%, 95% Arab
Or Asians.
or Asian, I'm new to
Most
this.
people around there are Pakistanis, Bangladeshis,
Do you
Indians.
think that's a good form of integration? Or do
I
you
think
that,
I think there's sort of the population is settled there in the 50s, 60s, 70s,
Yeah.
and then the generations came along. It's gone 3, 4, 5 generations now.
yeah,
But it
No.
is better if everybody's interdispersed
together?
I
it's all
think
together.
I think
I
think
agree with that.
I think those little ghetto places require some of the people.
That's not a ghetto place. Where I was in Goodmayes, they all own their houses.
No, I don't
And in
mean.
Hayes.
I don't mean property
It's not a joke.
ownership. I mean like they've been. Okay, forget the word ghetto.
Yeah.
They've been turned
Ghettos
into
are
like
like Croydon and that
ethnic enclaves.
Yeah.
Like little parts are little Pakistan, little Bangladesh,
That's what I thought when I
little
saw.
Somali,
Yeah.
little this, little
Yeah.
But
that.
that's good. That's like human nature. Some people
No,
want to
no.
stick with their
but
own.
I
It's not
went to-
integration
I
though,
went
is
to-
it?
But you have lots of white
got a
people
right-
who do the same thing.
Yeah, no, listen, you can have a right to sleep with your own
Yeah.
or not to sleep with your own. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about integration,
I
as
went
in
to-
you integrating into this country.
No, but you were mentioning, you mentioned specifically Hayes. So you were mentioning certain areas in South.
That's only the ones that I've seen. Hayes and Goodmayes.
Southall, you got Southall as well.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that people naturally want to live. Certain people want to live amongst their own,
Why don't they live
whether they're
wherever
black,
they are?
brown,
It's like
yellow,
human
orange.
nature.
Yes,
Yeah.
precisely.
If you go to Spain, south of Spain, Portugal, the English cluster together.
Yeah.
They want to open their little restaurants where they do English
Benidorm.
breakfast.
I don't,
You wanna talk
but
about
I agree with
Benidorm?
that.
That's not a good thing, though.
Yeah, I agree
Okay,
with that, but I
'cause-
don't. It's like, go on, I'll let you
When
speak.
the British go abroad and they don't integrate with Spanish society
Yes.
and they isolate themselves, that isn't a good thing.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
And I
I agree. It's not a good thing. But basically, it's human nature. Whenever you're an alien person, you've come to a strange land, you feel protective. If you're with somebody who talks a bit like you, eats a bit like you, whatever.
I think that's
Why do you think it's a
genuinely
bad thing, though? Because you were
I think it's
saying.
separating us. to be honest
Because
with you.
But with the generations,
in a way,
coming
if you go to
generations,
Spain,
gradually
an
people
English
will
person
spread
going
out.
to Spain,
Like,
and
I
you're
went to
just,
Brick Lane last week.
living amongst the English
And there's been a
population
10-year gap
there,
since I
you don't
visited again.
appreciate the
And the place has
Spanish
changed.
culture, the Spanish
Sorry.
way of life, the Spanish language, the Spanish food, which is important. That's part of integrating to society. And then they have just fish and chips. Whereas here in this country, I think one of the best-selling dishes of all time is the Indian curry.
Yeah.
I think
Chicken
we-
tikka masala.
Even more so than in the rest of the world, and that is a good sign of good integration.
And you
And,
know what?
uh,
Chicken tikka masala was invented in those curry houses.
In-
It's not something we eat in the house. It's made for the drunken white man.
Though I love
It
Indian
is,
food.
honestly.
It's one of my
It
favourite.
isn't,
I like
it isn't
Indian
curry.
food, yeah.
It's basically like a
feel like getting
kebab
some now,
with a
innit?
sprinkle of chili on it.
Yeah, man.
If you had the real
what are
curry,
your
you
views
wouldn't be
on it,
eating.
On what?
In regards to what he was saying, where we agreed that it's natural for certain people to stick amongst their own. Do you think there should be less of that or more?
No, I think that when you do that and you stick amongst your own like that, you need to make sure you put extra effort into integrating yourself as a whole
That's true.
with everybody in the host country
That
that you're
is
in.
true.
So if you want to stay together, you can stay together, but you have to make
An effort.
a big effort to show that you respect the people in what country you're in.
But I think a lot of Asian youth and Caribbean youth have tried and are trying, and gradually the situation, the status quo that was here in the 80s, 90s, etc., is changing.
Yeah.
People are integrated.
It's getting better
You
and
can
better.
see,
You've got to look at
you
this
can
country
see
40
in the
years ago.
parliament, people are feeling there are opportunities, especially in the public sector.
So what
Look,
integrating is like speaking the language, enjoying the cuisine, mixing with the people of that
Yes.
country. That's what we mean when we say integrating.
yes.
Being comfortable in each other's company.
Yes.
That's a good way. That's a brilliant way. That's a
Yeah, and
brilliant
being
way.
respectful of other people's.
Thank you.
Let me tell
Thank
you-
you. And
I'm
I think
gonna
that's
put
a lack
something to
of
you.
problem that I feel like other people have.
All right, listen. Let me tell you something. No, go on. Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
Go on.
See
So I was
what you
on it.
just said. Respecting,
respectful.
Being respectful. I feel
Of
like
the other.
of the other people, just because they might not be from the
doesn't
same
matter if
faith,
they're not Muslim
same
or-
religion, or same something as you. You're integrating in a
And
country
what
where.
does that better than I think music?
Huh?
Music does that better than anything generally. Music brings everybody together.
Maybe.
I know it does.
Does a lot of bad and it does a lot of good. Depends on the content.
But that's possibly true. But if you go to a
Cultural music, I guess, helps. Cultural events and cuisine helps a bit.
cuisine,
What was
but
you talking about a second ago? Then I had a really good point. I forgot it.
Respect.
Respect about other people's cultures when you're
Okay,
integrating.
okay. What I was gonna say is that we should have respect for other people's culture to a certain
yes,
to a certain thing. But we in England we got a really dry humour, and we take the piss out of each other.
Yes.
If you go to another country, they will take that as really offensive.
I know.
But if you come here, we don't mean no harm by it.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I feel like people over here in this country that come into this country are a little bit
Oversensitive.
oversensitive sometimes.
Because they're not used to it.
Yeah, they're a little bit
So
oversensitive.
as the new
sometimes.
generations come along, then it will mold into place.
Exactly.
And look at this Somali brother. He's like speaking clear English.
Love
much
coming and
better.
chatting to him. Every time I love coming and speaking to
But-
my brother over here,
so
man.
you
Don't
should be
get
able
twisted.
so when you speak your mind, you should speak your mind.
Yeah.
And if you make a comment
Yeah.
that it's meant in a positive way, it shouldn't necessarily be called
But
racist.
in a positive way.
it
Listen to
shouldn't
it. Get racism out of here, yeah?
Yes, because-
You see, when it's coming to, it's more
Yeah.
likely, it's not even racism
not-
nowadays, it's more about culturalism,
Cultural
religion.
Yeah. What about
religion.
cultural appropriation as well?
Yeah, yeah.
I was
All of those
standing.
things.
Yeah.
I was standing in Camden Town about 2-3 years ago, and there's a very rich road that goes towards Hampstead. And that Arsenal football player, Ian, whatever his name is, Ian
Yeah,
Wright,
right. Yeah.
lives along there somewhere
Yeah.
with his white, beautiful wife.
Yeah.
And some English white man was sitting there and going, and he was, I think, driving past or something in a fancy car, and they were going, he's a black English man.
And Lil
He's
didn't know that's Ian
more
Wright.
English than the English.
Yeah. I would see the way how we always see race. I would like to be. I am a black man. You can see that evidently. Yeah. But I like to be known as just a man.
Yes.
Do you understand? Just like you, just like him,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
I aspire. But obviously, you can see that I'm a black man
Yeah.
anyway. I don't like it when we're talking about politics
Yeah.
and we're talking about things, and then your race or your religion, unless we're talking about race or religion, comes into it.
Yeah, yeah.
So. Like, because I got friends and family that will come to me and say that.
But
I should
when I
approach
said
the
it, I don't
situation
mean it in that connotation.
No, listen, I don't take anything personal for a start. When I approach any situation, I should be approaching that situation as a black man.
That's the
what
normal,
they say to me.
That's just the standard way it's become in this country's
Yeah.
way of talking. Like this, I would just say this is a brown man, that's a black man, this is a white man.
I just
Although
think we
he's
need
not
to be
white.
conscious of it.
Although
I
he's
just
not
think we need to
white,
be really
it's something
conscious
near
of what we
white
say.
But
and cream.
is it not true that black men are the best athletes in the world?
Yes.
100%.
And black
So what white
and
people
black
good at?
people are the best
I
singers.
don't know.
Ah, wow.
I don't know.
That's what we need to
But
talk about then, isn't it?
Okay, but you
You're
know,
good at something.
Morning
we're all good at
potatoes.
something. We're
You're
all
good
good
at
at something.
something, ain't ya?
But
I know that. I
some
don't
of
know what
the
it is,
greatest
though.
voices
Yeah.
in the world are
Boiling
black voices as
potatoes.
well.
Yeah, I know.
And so, how do you? And that is a truth, yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you think about Samo
But when I
Farah,
say to you, what are white people good at and you can't think of nothing, that's a shame, you know.
Do all English people know that Sir Mo
Like,
Farah is Mohammed Farah?
No, it seems like you can't celebrate.
Mo Farah, Mohammed Farah.
Can you say double British
Do you
Olympic
feel bad
champion and world
about? Do you feel
champion?
guilty about being English?
come-
no, not at all. No, I'm very proud to be English.
Yeah, yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And what I do dislike is when white people tell me I should be ashamed to be British.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm very proud to be British.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was told that last week when
Yeah.
you were talking to that guy. He told me, a white man told me I should be ashamed
but
to be
he's a
British.
leftish communist.
But it's like, hang on a minute, you know,
No,
everybody should. If you're black,
you
should be
have
proud
your
to be black.
privilege to have your opinion.
Yes.
You see when you give dawah.
I don't give that.
Oh no, you see when a Muslim gives dawah
Yeah.
in this park, yeah? Does he ever say anything bad or negative about Islam?
Who?
The person
Which
giving dawah.
But again, it depends on horses for courses, the individual you're talking to.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own different
My
agenda.
experiences, when I've come to Speaker's Corner, I've only come a few times,
Yeah.
so I'm not very experienced. But in my experience of coming here, I've never heard a Muslim giving dawah say something negative about Islam.
That wouldn't be dawah. If he gave something negative, that's not dawah.
So I'm asking you, my second question, is that half of the truth then?
No, he's just giving you advice. It's up to you to then do the
Yes.
extra research.
Alright, but
But
what, is he giving you
the
one-sided
literal-
advice then?
Yeah, it's possible.
The
It could
literal
be
meaning of
possible, yeah.
Is that
dawah,
deceitful?
the literal meaning of dawah is invitation. And he's inviting you to his religion, so he's not going to talk negative, is he?
Yeah, he's not going to talk
If
negative.
somebody's inviting you to something, they're not going to talk
They'll tell you
negative.
the bads and the goods with what they're inviting
But
you to.
from
Otherwise,
there-
you could be tricked.
No, they're not tricking you. They're just telling you the positive things, the
And not
goodness
the
in
negative.
it. They're not going to the negative if there is any negative. It just depends on your perspective.
Country feels like there's negatives.
Which country feels?
This country.
What negative?
I think this country is listening too much to the media, getting the wrong.
I believe that's true.
Just look at
I believe that's true.
if this country really wants to understand a response to what this gentleman said, look at what Imran Khan did just this very few days ago, I think on Thursday, at the UN
Summit.
speech.
Yeah, I see
And
that.
you'll get it from the horse's mouth of a man brought up, he's an Oxford graduate, and he married a Jewish woman, that Goldsmith's man's daughter.
Jemima.
So he will tell you exactly the real version of what Islam is.
Yeah.
He's articulated it beautifully. I watched it last night. It's
I like
on
to speak
YouTube.
to someone who's a bit more scholarly, you know, because
But,
I've got some questions that I like
But
to ask.
religion in
And
all
I
its
think it'd be
forms.
unfair if I ask them to you
Yeah.
on camera, and
I'm not scholarly on those
you're in
areas.
a corner and you can't defend yourself.
I'm just a humble
Yeah.
layman.
All religions, if they're too fundamental, are troublesome. I mean,
I'd agree with that.
If you take the Catholic faith,
Yeah.
you know, it's the richest state in the world, and they preach to people, telling them not to use condoms, not to do this, not to that, and they're all
All
up to-
the padres do,
And all
you
the-
know,
what do you think-
illicit behaviour
And that's
with
it.
kids.
Do you want to just finish off?
Everyone
What,
that,
what do you think they're getting up to in the
I'm not going to
Vatican?
get too much into it. with
And
the
they don't
kids
care
and
about
stuff.
the homeless, do they? They own all
listen.
those churches and the fancy
as much
buildings.
as much as you're condemning him, saying that you should, the kids in the Catholic Church, you should be condemning your people as well. That's what Tommy Robinson was trying
No,
to
but
film.
he
No,
said
all religions
all
are,
religions.
he condemned
yeah.
them too.
can be, if they're fundamental, they become troublesome.
Yeah.
And if you have a belief, and where we can all live and breathe and love together, that's a
Yeah.
good thing. It's when you
That's the
start
goal.
telling people that they are wrong because they have a different belief, or that is when it becomes wrong.
That's again
And also
returning
hypocrisy.
to the earlier talks we were doing. Again, that will be sort of helped, and you know, the thing he was just
Hypocrisy.
saying, it'll be bettered and the situation improve if you again integrate, learn a few things about each other's culture,
Got you.
respect for the other,
Yeah.
and learn about.
Another thing I was saying
I
about,
would always recommend learn a little about what it means to be British. Really,
Yeah,
it is good things.
100%.
There are many good things in this society. There are many negative things,
Yeah.
but not everything about the English and the British is wrong.
I agree with that 100.
do you think,
I
yeah,
agree with what you just
Islam can ever come to terms with British humour. So you know, like there's big things if you draw the Prophet Muhammad, or they do it with Jesus all day. But it seems
Again, I refer you to Imran Khan's speech. He dealt.
I'm gonna watch it.
He dealt with this exact topic of what Salman Rushdie did, how the cartoons affect the Muslims, how the Muslims take Prophet Muhammad, endear him to their heart, how they find it sensitive, compared to he was saying when he was a teenager, he was here in the 70s, and he was baffled by the fact that the Christians allowed Monty Python to take the piss out of Jesus Christ. You know what I mean?
I know. I don't know the film.
So watch his UN speech, and you will get it from a Pakistani man who's very Anglicized. I mean, I won't say many things.
Majid Nawaz speaks on LBC, and he gets.
These are the ones that you got to talk to, though. This is what you got to do, you know.
You see, Majid
I
Nawaz.
agree with that.
If you don't talk about it, yeah, if you don't talk about it, yeah, they're going to be
There are
war.
other elements
Some
in his
people might not
psyche
learn.
and his
Yeah.
kind
They
of
might
his
see
own
a different
agenda
type of
and
Muslim
ambition.
vision in a
like him.
different type of way.
I don't
So
know.
go over there and film somebody else, yeah, and you can
I only
understand
heard
the
of
different
him
way to
when
what
he
you're speaking.
challenged
But this is
Tulip
again, I keep
Siddiqui,
telling you, Islam is Islam.
to
Muslims
become
are
an
different.
MP over
Who do
there.
I go to speak to?
I don't know who that is.
Any type of Muslim
The
that's willing to
MP
be
for
spoken to.
Exactly. But who do I go to?
down
The
there.
authority, because this is
You
the
know Church
problem
Street?
as well. Like,
The
if you have got
particular
a problem
MP
in
for
a
that
Christian
Labour
church,
seat
or
is
something
a
happens
lady
in a
called
Christian
Tulip
church, I can
Siddiqui.
go to that Christian
And, she's
go
married
to
to an
the
Englishman,
police,
actually, but she's
report
a
it,
Bangladeshi
they go to the head of the
origin
church, the
genetically.
head of the church sends it down with the
own auntie
Catholic
is the
or the
president of
Christian
Bangladesh.
thingy. Who do I go to
okay.
She
if I've got a
took the
problem
seat over
with
after that actress
Islam?
retired.
I think the person.
Yeah, that's a.
Exactly.
I'll
There's
say,
no one-
So that's
I'll
when
say it's direct to the point. If you've got a problem with a Muslim,
But he
No,
speaks.
some people got a problem with the
Nawaz
ideology.
Sharif.
But he speaks
You know
in
that
a
That's their
man,
problem.
you know the
No,
man
no,
you
but
talked
if
about on
it's
LBC?
affecting their way of
That's
life
when
in
my
their
mind
country, then it's
realised this
your
guy.
problem as well.
Because he was the liberal dem.
You can't just say it's their problem
have time for
because
the
we're in their
Democrat,
country.
but I-
Us, I'm going
I
to say
do
we. I'm going to put
appreciate
myself
he
in that
gets
thing
a
and
lot
say we're in their country. We have to be worried about what their concerns are in their own country.
Yeah.
We always have to be aware of that. I was born there, and I'm thinking that I have to be aware of that. So somebody coming over into this country, not taking those things serious,
This
they can get pissed off, and violence can happen.
isn't that
you understand?
Isn't that part of teaching people how to integrate as well?
That's what I'm here trying to do.
Focus
Yeah.
on integration more.
100%.
I hear that.
100%.
Have you done any research on the actual religion? Have you read any hadiths or any Quran? Or
Very little,
I
but
don't know. And I've,
All common
I don't
sense.
know
it
enough
works
about
both
that.
ways. You can speak to an imam, or you can come here and speak to someone who's knowledgeable. Because there are many people who come here, but you also have to do your own research by
Yeah.
reading the Quran and certain.
I know what subjects
let me
you
tell
want
you
to talk
something
about.
about me though. I don't want to be a master in the Quran. I don't want to be a master in everything. 'Cause everyone in this country isn't a master at everything. They're a layman. Do you understand?
No, but
I'm-
the problem is, if you don't do any basic research and you do come to someone,
I will do basic
they're going to
research.
then ask you, what would you like to know? And then you won't have a question.
I've got basic questions.
Okay.
As you could, I've got basic questions to ask. Just basic layman's questions, and I'm learning more every day. So it's all good.
That's the way forward, man. We all
Yeah.
gotta learn.
Yo.
Black fan, man.
Love my brother. I definitely want to talk more with you. What's your name? Preston. Nice to meet you, Black Van Man. I'll tell you my name afterwards on camera. My name
And
is.
he felt bloody embarrassed.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, and hopefully I'll talk to you around again. We'll talk around. Just gonna mooch about, see Wagwan. My brother, content over everything, love, blessings for everything. You've done all already.
A lot of Muslims living in this country, they'll tell you they're everything.
Content over everything. From your belly. Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV.
Short time,
Listen.
have sex with
moving on.
them, pay their wages.
3 nights. Okay,
We
what's the
agree
Christian
with
way
that.
then? Tell me the
So,
Christian way. Go on.
Christian way. I am so grateful that you are looking for the alternative,
I
and
just wanna know.
alternative